They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet. Gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen. In Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now. Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Aww. These aren't cute.
Are they just precious or what?
You love them, don't you?
I do. I think we need to keep all of them.
Look at here. Here's little Moses right here. They are so fat. How old are they today?
They'll be almost 2 weeks old.
Almost 2 weeks. They're starting to open their eyes a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know, give me the rundown again. They open their eyes.
They're starting to open their eyes.
They can't really see.
Right.
Here.
They won't focus till 3 weeks. And then their ears, they can't hear either right now. Their ears aren't open, so in a week they're going to be able to focus and hear, and that's when we'll have trouble. It says then they start moving.
Now the thing is, you want to fool with them. You want to get out and pet them and let them smell you. Their noses work. Their eyes don't work so well. Their ears don't work so well.
This one's hungry.
But man, they can smell. He's having a finger sandwich.
Are you hungry? Look how fat they are. They've grown in 1 week.
You know, we have watched these animals and we have, you know, you can read a million different things. Do this, don't do that. Make sure you do this, don't do that. It's in them what they need to do. But one thing that you really do have to do is introduce them early to the livestock that they're going to be around.
It said at 4 weeks that you want them out with them.
4 weeks, you want to, if it's chickens, if it's geese, if it's ducks, if it's sheep, you know, take them around, introduce them to everybody. When they're 8 weeks old and they're ready to be on their own, he's going to eat your finger.
This one's hungry.
When they're ready to be on their own, put them with their critters, and that's their new family.
Do we get to keep one? Please.
How many do we have now?
We got lots.
We'll talk about that later. Now, look at these wonderful, beautiful little animals.
This one's starving.
This is a special privilege to be able to have these puppies. And in this next segment that we're going to do, this fella, Larry, he just got his 2 little solid white ones. This one's out. He got his 2 solid white ones, just 8 weeks old, and he put them with his ducks. Oh. Now, duck is one of our favorite dishes. A lot of people say, oh, duck's this or duck's that. They haven't really tried good duck. Let's go visit with Larry. Now, Larry's in Boyle County, and he is a chef. Now, not just your average chef. He's one of those chefs that everything he does is magic. And he's going to take us to his farm, show us his ducks and puppies and turkeys and chickens, and then he's going to cook us up a little something.
This is a good duck protector, look.
It's a good finger protector. Larry Kasurek, we're in Boyle County.
Yes, sir.
And I'm hearing all kinds of cute little noises. I hear ducks, I hear turkeys, I hear chickens, I hear geese. Now you are the chef.
Yes, sir.
Where are you the chef at?
I'm the chef at Jane Barleycorn's here in Danville.
I ate there a couple months ago and they had duck on the menu.
Yes, sir.
I love duck.
Fantastic.
It's one of my favorite things in the world. And if you haven't tried duck, one of the things about this show is try some grub you've never tried before. You got to try it.
Absolutely.
I have fixed it so many ways. Rich. I mean, I love chicken, but I mean, if you brown that skin and they're using the fat to turn potatoes over in. I mean, tell us why you're raising ducks.
Ducks for me are a humble animal. It's one of these animals that, you know, they're small. It's not like a large cow. It's a quick maturation, and from a chef standpoint, it's one of my favorite things to cook. And I think it's kind of goes back to what you say, the richness, what you can do with the fat, you know, rendering. You know, with other animals, you can't kind of use everything that's on it. lard's not in fashion anymore. I love lard, but lard's not in.
I think it's coming back.
It is. You know, it's funny. My wife and I spread it on toast with salt. So anyway, but you know, people have gone away from that type of food, and I think the duck is one of those things that I hope comes back. You know, it's popular around the holiday season here in the United States, but you go elsewhere and it's eaten all year long. And that's what I've tried to do at the restaurants that I've worked at in my career, is have it on the menu all the time, so it exposes people to, hey, this just isn't a special occasion, you know, kind of meat.
Now I see turkeys.
Yes, sir.
And
Bourbon Reds.
Bourbon Reds,
Yeah.
which is explain what kind of breed that is.
Well, it's a turkey that was actually kind of crossed and created in Bourbon County, Kentucky. So that's it's very special to Kentucky. And it's funny because when I lived in Texas, I tried to get some Bourbon Reds, and they were outrageous price-wise. But you move here, and it's a Kentucky turkey, so it's pretty easy to get.
Now, what is the demand, and where do you sell these guys?
I sell obviously to myself, you know, and Mary Robin at Jane Barleycorn. So this year we'll be close to about 500 ducks, and we'd like to incrementally go up until it'll be a sustainable, you know, business for us right now.
Well, hey, we've seen this operation. It is so cool. On to the restaurant.
Absolutely.
How about a little recipe?
Fantastic. Let's do it.
All right. We're in the kitchen.
We are in a kitchen.
You should not put a smoked duck breast in front of me, man. That's just mean.
It is kind of mean.
Let's just look at that. Is that not beautiful?
And a lot goes into this. This breast is brined for 2 days in a secret brine. It's not really secret. It's just a little bit of salt, some brown sugar, a touch of molasses, and some herbs. It's then smoked for about 14 hours at 135 degrees. So you take it to the temp that it's supposed to be, so it's safe. Then we pop it back in the oven to crisp up the skin. And that's the topper to basically a little stew that I remember fondly from as a child. My mom used to stew tomatoes, zucchini, and onions. And that's kind of what I've done here. Put in with a little bit of duck stock, cooked down, maybe a pat or two of butter, a little bit of kale. Yeah, a little bit of kale. But I've added duck confit, which is the leg that's been salted and then cooked in its own fat at a low temperature.
Wow.
Shredded and then put on the plate. You want to see it?
Yeah, I want to see it. Oh, man.
That is one thing I can definitely say that I get to bring with me from Texas is my art of smoking. I had a lot of friends and family members that taught me really how to smoke, so it's a beautiful thing.
I mean, look at this. Look at that beautiful, wonderful smoked meat right there.
You know, and duck is one of those things that I think if it's cooked wrong and people have it cooked incorrectly, that can be a real turnoff. And this is just a little roasted tomato vinaigrette. So we don't want to waste anything in a restaurant as a chef. So the ends and the tops, take the core out, and we just roast it in the oven, add a little olive oil, touch of vinegar, and that ends up being the sauce kind of around the plate. It's just a little piquant, you know, kind of uplift to the dish. That gets topped there. Put a little basil flowers on there, and that's it. A really simply hard dish. I'm just kidding. It is actually really simple when you think about it.
But it's one of those things that there's a lot of time. If you do this yourself,
at home, yes, it may be a little bit of difficulty. there may be some difficulty, but here at the restaurant, it's pretty easy for us to put together.
Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. And this is on the menu.
This is on the
Right
menu
now.
right now. It may not be there next week. We may have a new dish, but for right now, it is on the menu.
That is a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for visiting
Thank you.
us today.
Appreciate it, sir.
Now that we're in the dog mode, now you remember a couple weeks ago we did a show with Alan Miller. Phenomenal watching those dogs round up those sheep. But you know, because it's kind of a themed show, dogs and ducks, we went to the state fair, traveled around, looked at some things, and Alan just happened to be there with his dogs and a couple ducks. So we're at the state fair, and we could opt for what do you think about when you think of state fair food?
Just yum. Bunch of junk and yum. I love it.
So we didn't go that route though, did we? This is the Kentucky Aquaculture Association catfish and rainbow trout. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna
got lamb.
But I'm gonna make it healthy by putting Miracle Whip on it.
Good, okay.
And you got a Kentucky sheep's lamb sandwich, I guess you would say.
Yeah, it's delicious. And fries. I have fries.
That's good.
Is it good?
That's really good. So what are we looking for tonight?
I don't know. What are we looking for?
I don't know.
Let's just eat a bunch of stuff.
Let's eat. Remember the ice cream we had last year?
Yes. Are they here?
They're here.
I want some.
Remember they had the little tractor? And guess who else is here?
Oh.
Alan Miller, who's got the Boyle Collies.
Oh, yeah. I want to see that.
Ducks.
I want to see that.
So I'm gonna eat my sandwich, you eat yours, and then let's travel around the fair and see who we can find.
After we get ice cream.
Oh yeah.
You know, you have to be able to stop your dog, just like you need to be able to stop your tractor or your truck or your car. We just use the simple lie down, lie down. He always wants to stay in control, so I don't make him wait very long. I also like to be able to steer my dogs. I use clockwise and I use counterclockwise. So if I want him to go counterclockwise, come by, come by, come by. Lie down. Wait a minute. That's counterclockwise. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can stop him at any number. Therefore, I can put the pressure on the livestock where it needs to be. Lie down. Lie down. Lie down. Stay. Lie down. Lie down. Thank you very much. I'm going to go home now. I appreciate your all's patience. I appreciate it. Have a good day at the State Fair.
You hear that noise?
I do.
Does that trigger your Pavlovian instinct to slobber?
I do. I need ice cream.
Remember that from last year?
Yes, I do.
It's hot, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So we need ice cream.
Then we're going to the South Wing, where it's air conditioned.
Okay.
But first of all,
Ice cream.
you scream. Now, you know this is my weakness, right?
I do. So I better
Butterscotch
take a bite
anything?
quick because it's going to be gone, right?
Oh, wow.
You can tell it's homemade.
Oh.
Yum.
Now, see, that was worth the trip right there.
This is the best thing here.
What do you want next? Funnel cake,
Philly cheesesteak, maybe?
donut burger, pizza nachos.
I want pizza nachos. Let's eat till we get sick.
Let's go inside for a little while.
Okay.
Let's walk some of this off.
Alrighty.
Oh, man.
It's yummy.
This is a stuff.
Yeah.
If you haven't had Newton's, and I think this is the only time he sets up,
I think it is.
you need to stop by Newton's. I was getting ready to go in the cave, but I heard there's a troglodyte in there, and there he is right there. It's already in there. Careful. Girl, how you doing, old girl? How you doing there, baby? Oh, good-looking kid. You're a good-looking kid. Yes, you are. You love puppies.
Can we keep them?
No.
Oh, look how sweet. Look at their little tiny feet for now.
We had so many people when they saw our puppies last time. People actually are raising more chickens and animals, and they're in demand right now, so we're going to have to let most of these go. Most of them are already spoken for.
Look how sweet he is.
But one thing we're talking about, remembering the old days, and remembering folks who did recipes. Lois was talking about her grandmother and her mother who did all this kind of stuff. We do recipes from your grandparents all the time. My grandfather, we all have our favorites.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Papaw Harland, his daddy's dad. Absolutely love that man. He had so many stories from the country and growing up out, during the Depression and taking stuff to market. He had a vegetable stand. Just a fascinating guy, and he had this laugh. If he laughed, everybody in the room was on the floor. He had this contagious laugh. But one thing that he had one time, he was making biscuits. And on his biscuits was this wonderful jam. Now, as a kid, sometimes you like things, sometimes you don't. But it just sounded so weird to me when he told me those were tomato preserves.
Interesting.
I mean, I thought it was strawberry.
Yeah.
But Papaw would take these and put them on everything. Biscuits. He made great biscuits. And he would also take these and put it on ice cream. So we're going to revisit an old-fashioned thing, tomato preserves. We're going to have to let these lay down.
Go back to Mama.
Go back to Mama. You hear Maggie barking in the background.
She wants her babies.
She wants her babies back. Let's go to the kitchen, make some Papaw Harland's tomato preserves.
Yummy.
They're good. Now here's a picture of my Papaw Harland. Now he had that little pencil-thin mustache, and he was just a character, a storyteller. Now here's a picture of my dad. I talked about his laugh. My dad actually did this watercolor of Papaw Harland.
Your dad's an artist.
Dad's a real
Dad's
artist.
really
He's done a lot of different things over the years. We might have to feature his artwork
That's
sometime.
right. Good idea.
But Papaw Harland's tomato preserves. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, now what you're going to do first is you're going to take your beautiful tomato, and we've already done the process, and we're going to cut this recipe in half. All right, so this recipe calls for 5 pounds of tomatoes. Now, if you got a lot of tomatoes, you can make a bunch of preserves.
Right.
But we're going to do
5 cups, because actually the 5 pounds would be 10 cups, so we're going to cut it in half.
Gotcha.
Right.
So the first thing you want to do is just basically take your tomato and quarter them and peel them. Now, we actually flash boiled ours just for a minute.
Get the
just
skin
enough
off
to get
quicker.
that skin on. You're going to take those, you're going to cut them up, probably more than quarter them, cut them into 6-8 pieces. Then you're going to put them in a pan, and you're going to put 4 cups of sugar on them.
Right.
Now, you know how you do your strawberries and leave them in overnight till you get a syrupy thing? All right, we did that. We left them overnight in the refrigerator.
Right.
Now, for this recipe, because we've halved it down, we're going to take a half an orange. Look how thin you can cut that. And that's what you want to do. You want to cut that really, really thin. See that? Because they're going to cook down, but that's going to add that citrus flavor.
You know, my grandpa used to eat tomatoes with sugar on them, but he just poured sugar on them. That was his dessert, so I understand the...
Isn't it funny?
Yeah, tomatoes with sugar.
All right, now we're going to go half an orange, probably 3/4 an orange, and 3/4 of a lemon.
So you cut the recipe in half. Usually it'd be a whole one.
Yeah. I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to take the solid parts out.
I bet they taste awful good.
Now we're not taking the seeds out. We're leaving the seeds in. I remember the jars of that, and I remember him smiling and laughing because us kids thought it was so weird that he was eating tomatoes on his ice cream.
But it probably didn't taste like a tomato, did it?
No, because when he put it on his biscuits, when he didn't tell us what it was, we thought it was the best, like, strawberry stuff. It was just delicious. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to crank this up and bring it to a boil. All right, we've come to a nice boil. Now we're going to put in our oranges, lemons, and tomatoes. I'm so anxious to try this. Now, because of the tomato acid and the citric acid, all we're going to do is once the tomatoes get to where they're done and well boiled, we're going to take these, put them directly in the jars, let them set till they seal, pop them in the refrigerator, we're done.
And eat them. Yeah.
And eat them. And these won't last long.
No, because I know how you are. I'll hide myself one
So we're
jar.
going to let these come to a boil, then we're going to back it off a little bit, and then we're going to cook it over low heat until it gets nice and acquainted, as Papaw used to say. You know, when he told me tomatoes, I was thinking it was going to be onions or squash or something. But I thought, how could something like that, how could he fool me? It tastes so good this morning on biscuits. And here's what it's going to look like. Pretty.
Looks nice.
You know, that's the color I remember. Mom was talking about the deep dark red. I cannot wait till that sets up.
I snuck a little taste when it's hot. It's really good.
You gonna have it over ice cream?
Yeah. Actually, I just might need it with a spoon.
You know what? This is the old-fashioned stuff that I love, and when it's something your family has done in the past, it makes it all that more special.
Yeah.
Papaw Harland's tomato preserves.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking.
Let's go see the puppies.
That's
We
what I
need to
thought.
hold them. They're
Okay.
going to grow really fast, so we got to love and hug on them before they
Yes,
run from us.
because we only have 26,000.
Right. But someday they'll be too big and we'll be able to hug them.
That's true. Man, these are cute, aren't they?
Let's take them inside.
And you know what? Even when they grow up, they're beautiful animals. They're so sweet. And some people tell you, don't pet them, let them get acquainted with the animals. Do let them get acquainted with the animals, but they can still be your buddy.
Yeah.
You can still pet them.
How can you not love on this?
You got it.
Oh my goodness.
How'd you like the tomato preserves?
Yum. Delicious.
Unusual, isn't it? But really good. Now, one more thing that's really good is a nice evening cocktail. Alex is back.
Hi, Tim.
What you got on tap tonight?
This is called a bracing spritz. It's a great summer drink, kind of with an orangey flavor, and it's really low alcohol content as well, so it's great if you want to drink a few.
So if it's, if you're down here, it's 92 degrees, you can have 2 or 3
Absolutely.
instead of 1 or 2.
You can have 5 or 6 if you
That's
want to.
what I'm
if you're
talking
really
about. Show us how this works.
All right.
Nice. Got it.
Pour us a lot of ice because it's hot out. So we'll start with this orange liqueur. You could really eyeball this if you want to. It's basically 3 parts of this with 2 parts of Prosecco and a ginger soda. But I say that's about 3 ounces there.
Now, if you're entertaining, would this not be the perfect summertime?
It absolutely would be.
Sit around the patio,
Absolutely.
feed the fish, type thing.
Feed the fish, your guests won't get too out of hand.
That's right.
So you top it off with some Prosecco, which is going to be very bubbly. A little bit of ginger ale type soda. And then I love to garnish it with an orange because it's orange flavored. And also, to make it extra summertime, I like to throw a peach in there. And that is as simple as it could be.
What do you call it again?
The bracing spritz.
So simple.
Very simple.
That's pretty. They got that puppy smell.
They smell good. I like that puppy smell.
You know what? This is a good time to tell you about our Facebook page, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Facebook page. Like it. Tell your friends about it. Come on board, talk with us, tell us what you're doing, share some recipes. Also, if you've missed some of the stuff that we've done in the past, timfarmerscountrykitchen.com. You can check out recipes, critters, timfarmerscountrykitchen.com, gazillions of things to look at there. Well, with this cuteness overload, I guess it's time to realize that was a quick half hour.
Yes, it was.
But it is all about
Good times.
good friends.
Aw, and good eats.
See you next week on Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
Look how precious. Look
Oh,
at
they're not
you.
precious.
Look at you.
To order a cookbook or DVD of the show, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com. Special thanks to CKY, Canoe, Kentucky, Furniture World Superstore, Housewarmings, Lodge Cast Iron, Tater Knob Pottery and Farm,